Well, today is a day. I heard about this yesterday, but I wanted to sort of wait for more info to come out on it. Apparently, Minneapolis is a hotbed of, I don't know what to call it. Like, things happen there and they're not necessarily good. So basically, I'm going to give kind of the brief version of events. A lady at a anti-ICE protest blocks traffic and then proceeds to try to hit a ICE...
Yes, Tim Wall State.
Yeah, tries to hit an ICE agent while trying to flee the scene. Ends up getting, we'll say, banned from the server for her trouble. Anyway, I'm going to try to stall out a little bit so that way we can make it to where the safe zone for YouTube, but it's kind of upsetting to watch, I guess. I don't know. I find the whole situation kind of upsetting.
My initial take of that was that it was either a tragedy or a FAFO moment.
I'm starting to lean more towards FAFO, personally. I think that's where I'm at. Anyway, we got Tim Pool's X account up here because he has a posting of the original video.
Either way, the ICE officer did nothing wrong.
Yeah. He had to make a split-second decision in a really unnecessarily escalated case. So, this is the original video. I guess content warning if you're sensitive to gunshots. I'm going to turn that on. Here we go. All right, so they're telling her to get out of the car. He comes up and grabs it. He throws it into reverse here. Keep an eye on these front wheels.
No!
So she backs up, aims at that guy. Yep, aims at that guy. He opens fire because, you know, a vehicle could be a deadly weapon. Anyway, yeah, this is the video I think everyone's seen already.
Oh my fucking god!
Drives into those cars. Yep.
What the fuck? You just fucking... What the fuck did you do?
Yep. We're gonna mute it from here. So we get the slow-mo. Her wheels were already turning before... the wheels were spinning before it began turning. This guy also, I don't think realistically could see the wheels from where he was. It looked like he was going around to try to back up these guys. It's hard to tell. I don't think he was trying to like block her in or anything. Either way, she takes off trying to hit him, and then he draws his weapon after
And there is a dude out of sight in front of the car.
Yeah. So he's got to stop the threat. Watch the wheels. Yep, they're spinning before they turn. He draws, he gets hit, and then he fires. So that's the original video, the one that I think everyone's seen. So Tim Pool found, I think ABC5 got some surveillance footage where it shows the woman makes contact, swiping the officer. So we're going to mute this one too. We're going to just kind of go through it. I think it's already slowed down. I'm trying to see if I can tell where it is. This footage is also grainy, so bear with me. All right, so there he is. All right, yep. And you can see she hits him when the shots are fired. So yeah, that was out last night, I think. Or no, it was around lunch.
Just rams the guy over.
Yep. So CNN, I'd have to mute this because Wolf Blitzer gives his commentary, and you know, every second I have to listen to Wolf is a second that I crave chaos and destruction. Wolf Blitzer makes me very, very angry. Anywho, no, I muted you for a reason. So there she is. Looks like he's about to make his way over. Okay, the agent comes out to try to join in on that side. Then she, flips the man. I think we can all agree she made contact with him at the bare minimum. So, JD Vance, this is mostly an abridged summary, by the way. People have gone into way more detail on this.
By the way, this woman was from out of state.
They call her a transplant from Missouri. I don't know. I'm not going to comment on her past because I don't know for a fact. Everything about her seems to be up in flux. So until I get something more concrete, I don't want to comment on it. Mostly because I don't feel like sifting through Twitter and then biased news articles, which have been known to publish lies over and over again, and it's all just a framing exercise. I'm kind of just judging the actions in the moment, and it looks to me like I don't think she's entirely innocent here. Calling her a victim does not seem accurate to me. She made the worst possible decision in the situation for the sense of self-preservation. Anyone that understands exchanges with law enforcement all she really had to do to prevent this was step out of the vehicle or hold her hands up and surrender. She chose to try to flee, and at the same time, it looked like she was trying to hit that agent. So I don't know what the left is going on about at this point, but she's anything but an innocent victim. Anyway, here's JD Vance. This clip is a pretty good summary of the speech where he basically lambast the media.
She either one tried to kill him against the law or tried to evade arrest against the law. She's a criminal either way.
Yep. And even if she was innocent until proven guilty, but also she would have had her day in court had she just surrendered. Instead, she chose the worst possible decision. Anyway, JD Vance had something to say about this at the press conference. I chose this clip mainly because it explains my frustration as well.
Here. When I was actually walking out here, somebody sent me a photo of a CNN headline about what happened in Minneapolis. And this is the headline. I'm just going to read it. Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well, that's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack over the last 24 hours. And I say attack very, very intentionally, because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people. The way that the media, by and large, has reported this story has been an absolute disgrace, and it puts our law enforcement officers at risk every single day. What that headline leaves out is the fact that that very ICE officer nearly had his life ended, dragged by a car 6 months ago, 33 stitches in his leg. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive about somebody ramming him with an automobile? What that headline leaves out is that that woman was there to interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation in the United States of America. What that headline leaves out is that that woman is part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault, and to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job.
To add to that real quick, if anyone's wondering why ICE officers wear masks, it's because they get doxxed all the time. Yeah.
Base JD Vance. Next president right there.
JD 48. Just Dance Vance. I like that Nux calls him that. But yeah, no, he's right. And it's stuff like this where it's like, if you think you hate the media, you do not hate them enough. Especially ones like CNN, MSNBC. These guys do not report even remotely accurate information. They lie all the time. It's all to push an agenda. Anyways, I'm going to let him finish, but I wanted to add on to there that the reason that ICE officers wear masks, it's because they were getting doxxed all the time.
If the media wants to tell the truth, they ought to tell the truth that a group of left-wing radicals have been working tirelessly, sometimes using domestic terror techniques to try to make it impossible for the President of the United States to do what the American people elected him to do, was enforce our immigration laws. The President stands with ICE. I stand with ICE. We stand with all of our law enforcement officers. And part of that is recognizing that you people in the media, not everybody in this room, but many people in this room have been lying about this attack. She was trying to ram this guy with her car. He shot back. He defended himself. He's already been seriously wounded in law enforcement operations before, and everybody who's been repeating the lie that this is some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer shot at her, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you. Question.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like a really good clip from.
Next headline, Ma JD Vance, you people, racist comment.
Racism isn't real. not the way they use it. All right. And so yeah, that was the press conference covering that whole situation. And so then Matt Walsh covered how people. Basically, this is the fallout. You've got people in New York City doing these kinds of chants here. And, oh man, I don't know if the algorithm's going to like this video very much. I'm going to be honest. But I wanted to put something out there on this because I think it's important. Yeah, there's a bunch of communists doing all kinds of nonsense, chanting horrible, horrible things. So, yeah, no, I don't think any of them are actually focused on truth. They're using this situation as a power grab. rather than calling it out for what it is.
They should be arrested for that.
Yeah. So all of this is to basically show what has happened so far. We're gonna get to the Asmongold video about it, where I'm gonna sort of get his take on it, as well as maybe correct a few things, because Asmongold does tend to be a bit too generous with these people. And
I say we put them in a crate and ship them off to jail.
yeah, they really should all be arrested for this. Well, it's a call to violence. That's what it is. This active call to violence. So, Steven Crowder kind of simulated the situation using body camera footage. This is from the Crowder Bits channel. It's about 5 minutes, and it's to show basically the point of view of the officer as much as possible. I don't think they got a Honda Pilot necessarily to like match it, but still, I actually think it's valid based on what I'm saying. So let's see what Steven Crowder did here.
All right, from here I can't see the wheel. He draws his gun, and then
that's a BMW. Okay.
Yeah, he tried and hit me now. So you couldn't see it with a wide angle lens compared to the human eye, let alone adrenaline. So there are quite a few people saying this. This is the one that got the most traction. Well, the wheels are aimed away from the officer, so he should see that. He could have easily seen.
Oh man, I commented on that
Don
one.
Winslow writing about that. The wheels are fully turned away from the officer. Watch in slow-mo. We will. No
They weren't
intention,
actually,
in my opinion, to hit anyone. Sole intention based on wheel/steering wheel to leave that scene.
But the wheels were spinning before it turned. I mean, there's a way to whip your car out like that if she had floored it and she had that traction. Oh man.
The stupid bee.
Yeah, Don Winslow really had a L take here. Real stupid.
Not a threat. Look at the wheel. Well, here's the truth. They were aimed at the officer. I don't know if you know.
Yep.
That's why she hit him.
That's also why I showed those different angles. We can say definitively that she did hit him.
The wheels do then turn, which this officer would have had to witness within 0.79 seconds. That's how long it took from his weapon being drawn and the wheels being turned while she was already on a trajectory to hit him. 0.79 seconds is about how long it took. It would take place.
The definition of a split second.
The definition of a split second. And so we decided to find the closest vehicle that we could to recreate this scenario. Exact angle, exact distance. I'll be the officer. Josh will be the attempted vehicular homicide assailant. And I can put this one to bed. Again, it matters because the goalposts have been moved, right? They started off with she didn't hit anyone. But we'll go through all of them as to remove all doubt. Here you go, and draw your own conclusions. I'm at the exact distance, exact angle where he would be. Should be able to see the wheel turn within that fraction of a second, right? I've chosen to use a tiny little Keltec unloaded with a laser so you can see. So he's right here. All right, from here I can't see the wheel. He draws his gun, and then, yeah, he tried and hit me now. She comes forward a little bit, okay? There you go, that's enough. Collapses. He has his hand.
Yeah, and the ice under his feet.
The wheels a bunch, like go left to right. So.
Yeah, there's no way he could have seen that. But also the slickness of the road at that time, the lack of traction, actually saved him. So ice saved ice. Kind of interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance. You can't see it.
Yeah.
Minutes.
There you go. That's all I wanted to show from that video. Yeah.
Crowder is smart. Did not think to make a recreation.
Yeah, but it makes sense, really. And if the wheel well is that way on a Honda Pilot as well, it just makes sense. So that gives you sort of the officer's point of view. How is he supposed to see that and make a split-second reaction to very limited information? Okay, so we've kind of covered the general timeline. We've gone from the opener where people were saying, oh, she didn't hit him, to obviously she did hit him. And now we got people martyring her for whatever reason. And J.D. Vance gave a very...
Definitely self-defense.
Yeah, very clear condemnation of the media for what they said. And now we've got more fallout. So this is from Asmongold. about 10 hours ago. Haven't seen it live. Might be some outdated information here. And we'll see. We'll see. I know Hassan was crashing out hard about it, but I don't really care about Hassan's crash out for this because it was all on X. And if I show his X account, I might get banned because it's that bad. Dude is unhinged.
Go ahead! Shoot me! Shoot me! Shoot me!
Oh
What's
boy.
this crazy bitch doing?
She's trying to join the Martyr Club. And what she doesn't realize is she's risking someone saying, okay, yeah, no, this is absolutely stupid. It's provocation. Because if someone actually does do it, now she gets to play the victim card. And if no one does it, well,
This stupid
what is she proving? What is she proving? Genuinely, I have no idea.
Shoot me! Go ahead! Shoot me! Shoot me! Pepper spray me! Hurt me!
This bitch is stupid.
Yeah.
See, this woman should be out in the middle of a swamp selling mushrooms and making potions. But through some aberration of technology, she has been born in the year 2000, or she
She should be a swamp hag. Yeah, crazy in the swamp would have been way better for her. Yeah, I'm with Asmongold on this. This is all fallout from the thing in Minneapolis, is my understanding.
exists in the year 2026. And this was never really meant to be. This is like a woolly mammoth spawning inside of Africa. You're not meant for this life. She's from Witcher 3? Yeah. This is insane.
What does the sign she's waving say?
This is the so I've got to say that I don't support this, by the way, but I'm starting to see why a lot of people back in the day thought that certain people were witches. But I'm just
She sounds like she is possessed.
She really does sound like that. Oh my goodness. I get what he's saying. I really do. I think she's just mentally ill. 'Cause I couldn't see what her sign, what the sign she was waving said, but I'm fairly certain this anti-IS protest is getting so far out of hand that martial law is the only way that we can remedy this. My goodness.
saying that, like, damn, you know, like, yeah, it's another golem. That's crazy, isn't it?
Ooh, she's retarded.
Yeah, feels like it.
She'd be crocheting or something. Yeah, she's out of her element.
Nope.
Just like,
Is she just waving a piece of printer paper? What? My goodness. Yeah, no, she's unwell.
he needs a wheelchair. This is embarrassing. Have you
This
ever
is
condemned the
sad.
officer who shot the civilian? No, I agree with it. Yep, I agree with it. I think he did the right thing.
Yeah, I think the officer did the right thing too.
I
That's
did. You
what
gonna
it looks
cry
like,
about that?
Lau.
You gonna get upset? Too bad.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You're gonna fucking die, bitch! Fuck
All right, so this is from Border Hawk. We've analyzed the full clip and the violent threats, even disturbing, initially obvious. The woman can be seen threatening families and occupants inside the vehicle, entering the Whipple Federal Building near Minneapolis this morning. Oh boy. Yeah, so, man, I don't even think this is far left at this point because
Man, why the so violent?
I know what I'm thinking is this is gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings, but honestly, it needs to be said. If you're on the left and you support and you don't condemn this, I'm going to take that as soft endorsement for it. Like, my goodness, if we have to, like, if we on the right have to constantly condemn J6 and all that, then you guys really need to get on this kind of stuff too, because this is like unacceptable. I don't think J6 was a good thing, but I don't see how this is permissible. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to defend J6. I will defend, like, the lack of due process involved with a lot of that, but come on. Just call this kind of stuff out, please. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck in thinking that the left is a lost cause, and there is really no bridging this gap.
That's how I have always seen it. They don't condemn this kind of thing, and they don't condemn assassination and assassination attempts. They just shrug or cheer.
Exactly. So this isn't a far left thing. This is a general left thing. I think only Shoe on Head and Bill Maher condemn it. and I respect them for it. But the greater left does not. So yeah. I'm not going to call this far left extremism. This is just left wing politics at this point.
They're going crazy, aren't they? They're getting mad as fuck. We're gonna fucking find you. We're gonna fucking kill you. They gotta go and get these people. They really do. This is the government tweets this shit out, and I say a direct death threat on federal officers, and you pussy boys are tweeting about it. Go arrest them. What the fuck are y'all doing? The longer that you let these animals run wild, the more violent and radical they will become.
I hate that I'm having to defend the federal government on anything. I really do. But Asmongold's right. You look so feckless if you don't, like, arrest every single one of these people that are making open death threats.
I like that he called them animals.
What else are you going to call them? Like, that's what they're acting like. Judge them by their fruits. My goodness.
Demons.
Yeah, like free-run demons. Honestly, that's what they seem like to me.
And I think this is so true. It's so obviously fucking true, by the way. The longer that you let this go on, the worse it's going to get. What penalty do you think should be for these people? I don't know, like maybe 2 years in jail, something like that. I'm like, threatening the life of a federal officer is something that a civilized society should not tolerate. And I think that there should be more of a conversation around what kind of people do you want to live around? What kind of culture, what type of behavior do you want to permit? And whenever I see the way that these people act, it looks like a unhinged, psychotic, aggressive person trying to be as detrimental and dangerous as possible, and they're threatening other law enforcement officers. That's really it. She quit her job to protest ICE.
How? Wait, why?
Yeah, I don't want to live around people who are literally calling for violence.
Yeah, I don't think people that quit their job to protest should be able to vote. My goodness, what is this? Priorities? Yes, it's way more important that I advocate for people in the country illegally be allowed to stay in the country instead of earning a living. She has to be getting paid, right? What is this?
I quit my job for this, and I've been having flare-ups and stuff, so it's like I can barely, and I have panic attack. You said when you heard the sirens, you immediately ran. I quit my job for this, and I've been having...
What is wrong with her?
She's against ICE. She must be a part of Big Spoil.
I had no idea what Big Spoil is. That sounds like conspiracy theory. I have no idea. I've never heard of that. AI Trump must educate me.
ICE prevents things from spoiling.
Oh, okay. Like a deep freeze. Got it. I thought maybe you were saying she's a spoiled, rotten... Yeah.
It's a pun on big oil. That too, LL.
Definitely seems like it to me. Anyway, shall we continue?
Having flare-ups and stuff, so it's like I can barely, and I have panic attack. You said when you heard the sirens, you immediately...
I hear one right now.
Ran out. Where were you? I was about 15 minutes away. And what were you doing?
Oh, wow.
I was disassociating.
This is a caterpillar Karen.
Caterpillar, it's a pupa. It's a larval state Karen.
I'm surprised she had a job to begin with.
Probably like a barista or something. But Caterpillar Karen, it's like, in the wild, we observe a Karen in her larval state. Soon she'll hit her pupa state, and eventually emerge as a full Karen.
Probably an adult daycare. Oh,
Probably. My goodness. I don't know if she would survive a results-only work environment, even though you work fewer hours overall. But, gotta have high trust for that. Quit her job. And then she says that she was dissociating in bed, like that's a normal thing to do. If I'm in bed, I'm either like doom scrolling or sleeping, or another thing, but that involves my wife. What is with this? What is with this? I'm so lost as to how this kind of person comes to be. I don't know what part of the decision tree led her to this point, but I something went wrong.
These people learn these psychoanalytical terms or whatever, LARPing as smart people.
I guess. My goodness.
She hasn't fully evolved into her mature form, but this is what they began as. This is science, guys. No, it's science. This is how it goes. Everybody gets mad, but it's...
SJWs to Karen to Swamp Hag.
True. So have a graph showing... No, and again, Now, they can get out of this cycle by, again,
Put a pipeline
losing
wall.
weight,
Yeah, I
getting
know.
married, getting a job, etc. Now, it doesn't always solve the problem, but sometimes it does. She's out there getting experience, trying to evolve. Well, I think that she's doing a great job. She found a really good farming spot.
Yeah,
on
for
my bed.
real.
I mean, I might as well put my time to something useful. If you've seen the video,
Can you show an
everything.
example of a swamp hag? Yeah, just
didn't
look at
he
any
just-
Democrat politician.
Nancy
Like,
Pelosi.
look at Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, called it.
It was not self-defense by that terrorist. It was not.
Someone hasn't seen the video or doesn't accept reality. But then again, she openly admits to dissociating in bed. So, what? Reality does not apply to this woman. Repeal the 19th. That's the only solution at this point.
What the heck is dissociating?
You know what associating is, right? Like when you associate with someone. I'll pull up the dictionary definition. All right. So there's transitive and intransitive. All right. Just quick detour. Dissociate. To separate oneself from a person or situation. To separate into smaller, discrete units. To separate from
Would it
related
not be
items.
Disassociate, not dissociate.
Oh, you're right. I was looking up disassociate. What did she say? Dissociate? Mental process where a person disconnects from their thoughts, feelings, memories, or sense of identity, often as a response to trauma or extreme stress. Okay, I was wrong. Remove from association, separate.
Yeah,
Cause
she
under
said
cause.
dissociate. She's LARPing as a trauma victim.
Yeah, apparently. So, like the 1,000-yard stare from PTSD guy, that's them dissociating. My goodness. So, just unplug from reality. You could have said meditating, but I guess meditating is too hippy-dippy or whatever.
Yeah, that is true dissociation.
Yeah, that 1,000-yard stare whenever, you're locked in on a very tragic memory, usually involving IEDs or some other horrifying thing you saw. But no, she's acting like she's seen wars or
Like
something.
that Obi-Wan has PTSD video.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've got a new way for you to describe these people in the chat if you want. Let me see if I can find the emotes. I'm gonna see if the Kick has it. Nope. Oh man, they don't have it. I was gonna say you can post a British flag and then a cigarette, and I'll know what you mean. But I can't find like sticks or cigarettes as emotes. That's a bummer. But yeah, that's the best way to describe people like this.
That's
How
a
did your
terror.
boss respond when you quit? It was like a part-time. I'm getting back after a lot happened recently in my life, so sometimes disability takes my life over, and I'm still kind of in shock. Like,
School's been canceled. Have people been taking off work for this? Have you had to take off work?
I quit my job for this, and
Oh boy. Okay, so anxiety and depression are absolutely disabilities. But self-diagnosis does not count. You need to actually go to a psychiatrist and psychologist and try to work through it as much as possible, and there'll come a point like years down the line where they'll say, okay, look.
Jeez Louise, she is wacky.
Yeah, I don't know if she's like got actual anxiety as a diagnosis. Something tells me she hasn't even gotten like an official diagnosis for this. A lot of this self-diagnosed Tumblrite nonsense. Yeah, you undermine like the seriousness of anxiety and depression by pretending you have it without actually like seeking help for it. If you had it, you would be looking for help.
She might have the TISM.
I'm wondering if that should be a disability at this point because of how many people seem to have it and how it ends up making them like this. I don't know how else to TDS, yeah, possibly. See, I'm not sure. I'm how generous am I feeling? I don't know. After this, I'm not feeling particularly generous at all. I'm feeling kind of angry. I would put it like this: if she had actual anxiety and depression, she wouldn't be outside. Not like this. So let's go with that.
I've been having
Jesus Christ, where do these people come from? Oh my God. They've
Oh my
got to
goodness.
ban this guy. They've got to ban this retard. What are we doing? What are we doing
Bryan
going out
Cranston.
there?
Crowded.
Yes, too crowded. So like, if you have real anxiety, you're not going to put yourself into situations where you're going to be in danger. You're going to avoid danger at all costs. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of anxiety you have or like OCD or whatever. You are not going to be out there fighting for any social causes. You are going to be hunkering down. Yep. Yeah. It does. You have trouble going to church. You have trouble going grocery shopping. You're constantly having to steel your own nerves just to drive. Yeah, no. So real anxiety. I don't know how she would be going out like this if she had anxiety. And depression as a motivator, like it kills motivation. So yeah, I don't trust anything she's saying.
And saying that this guy, everyone in this post is calling for my arrest and banning for posting Jonathan Ross. They're claiming that I doxed him. Reminder, this is the guy who I've constantly said is a murderer. Reminder, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Never take the law. They gotta ban this guy. I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why it's so bad to
Live
do this.
tweet.
How many people are named Jonathan David Ross? I guarantee you the answer is more than one.
Yeah.
Guaranteed it's more than one. You are going to accidentally create a false positive. You're not sure that this is the name. You're just simply going out, and Elon follows me. He'll see it, and I don't want to make it a big thing and put him on the spot, right? He's a busy fucking guy. I hear he's running like 3 companies or something like that. So yeah, and not even an uncommon name. No, it's not. And so the problem is that you let people do this stuff, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And you have people that they make false positives. They harass people that aren't really the person that they think it is. And also, it puts people's lives in danger, and it encourages a tremendous amount of bad behavior. Like, I understand if
I wonder why they want to make their names public. Probably to make a public enemy.
Probably. Here's the thing. When anyone on the left, so they don't want to hurt you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi because they want to hurt you. That's how it goes. So of course they're going to try to put a name to the rage, so that way they can, hate, and then one of their unhinged lunatics can take matters into their own hands, even though they explicitly said not to in the post. The Castic, you know what? They say they accuse the right of it all the time. They're actually the ones who promote it. Oh my goodness.
you're posting something that a person said on social media or something like that, but you're not doing that. You're taking a private individual that is a law enforcement officer and you're trying to spread their name around in order to goad somebody into violently attacking them. That's what you're doing. You're actually allowed to drive away from masked men pointing guns at you?
It says police on their vest. Oh, my word.
Yeah, don't dox people, kids.
Yeah, no, this is painful. It's painful.
I love how girls like this say this. If you do that and you get shot, you're going to be the next one they're making memes about. You are. It's crazy where these people come from. Yeah, actually, the masked... What I find to be so funny about this is that it's just so obviously dishonest because, oh, they're masked men? They're not police? Oh, okay, then why were you following them all day? Why do they have police on their name? Why?
Why would you be following the people that you're opposing? Why do you oppose them if they're just random masked men? Or, why do you claim to be anti-ICE? They're just masked men. You don't know who they are. There's no way to tell they're ICE, right? Not on their vest, not on anything. Logic, not a strength of the left.
Yeah, they just like ski masks.
Yeah, they all came from the ski lodge at the same time. Totally. That's what happened, right? Good Lord. I can't with these people. This level of dishonesty, honestly, I don't even know what else to call it. They're just being dishonest. I would call it outright lies, but I can't do that because attributing motive is not a sound logical strategy. What I can say is that they're clearly not actively not aligning with reality. Like, that much should be obvious to anyone. Their take on this is so out of touch, it doesn't track. It doesn't make sense. I don't know how they got to this conclusion, but whatever turn they took, it was wrong. Ugh. The 19th Amendment. Get rid of it.
Why does their car have red and blue flashing lights? Like, it's so insanely dishonest that I don't even know what to say about this. It's crazy. And then even Sean Strickland, about time these entitled protesters are being shot. Should it happen sooner? Every single country has immigration law. Every country enforces immigration law. You want to go out there and stop lawful enforcement, you should get shot. Exactly, yeah. You can't do that and run people over, man. You can't do that shit. So no, and then it gets even more. Here we go.
When did it become illegal to follow ICE agents around?
It's illegal.
When did it become illegal?
That's the wrong question to ask. The crime wasn't following them. It was actively interfering with their operation. Obstructing justice is a crime. What? Oh, man. Please. Please. Oh, man. God,
Gosh,
please.
I hate how they phrase their question.
Oh, man, it's so dishonest. God, please. I'm begging you, as the only based man on CNN, rip her to shreds.
To follow ICE agents around.
It's illegal to engage in obstruction of federal law enforcement. Is it not? Is it a felony?
But
Obviously.
they're not impeding.
It is a felony.
She was filming.
She was parked in front of their car. She was blocking traffic. If that's not obstruction, it's literally a boundary. She made a barrier, like, with her vehicle. Is that not obstruction? If I want to obstruct your path, what am I going to do?
She was trying to run them over.
That too. But yeah, no. Like, she literally made it where they couldn't get past her. That's obstructing. That's like, if I want to prevent your entry, I want to obstruct your entry into a building. What am I going to do? Get in your way. My goodness. This is CNN. CNN. Like, if you still watch CNN, you better only listen to Scott Jennings, because everyone else is, you don't hate the media enough.
Right? She's filming them because ICE agents have been known to kill people because people are disappearing in custody.
What are you talking? Disappearing? They're getting sent home. What? I guess once they enter the station, they're just gone now.
What?
Yeah. Seriously, what is she going on about? They're being disappeared into custody. So the second they go into the... What?
Have been known to kill people?
Yeah, exactly.
According to who?
Whom, according to whom. But also, no, maybe. I can't tell you. I have no idea. I think that there was a recent shootout with ICE with Prende, you know what, like, narco guys. That happened shortly after this whole situation. And that's because they opened fire first. So I guess technically true, but like very, very dishonest framing. Yeah, no. You don't hate the media enough. The left cannot tell the truth. I actually genuinely think that now. Like, after all this, if you're on the left and you don't call out this nonsense, I just can't trust you. I can't trust the left. There's no point engaging with the left. There's no point, like, trying to appeal to their sense of reason. It's all emotion. And at least on the cultural and maybe the policy positions, we can find some common ground. But this is not.
Honestly, the fact that ICE has been out for so long without an incident like this shows how well trained.
Yeah, and this incident was self-defense. Like, as more angles of the video come out, it becomes more obvious. So yeah.
Oh my God! Look at her face. There it is.
Shocked horror.
This right here.
And then Scott Jennings.
I feel like this just says it all.
It really does.
It does. It really says it all, doesn't it? There you go. Wow.
Because we're missing 1,200 people in Alligator Alcatraz.
This is the political vigilantism.
Missing 1,200.
Political vigilante.
Missing 1,200 people in Alligator Alcatraz. They're in Alligator Alcatraz. They're accounted for. What is she on about? Like, is this how the left frames things normally? Please, if anyone's reasonable, let me know, because I can't with this. This is this sort of pure emotion and then outright lies. No, I reject this. I reject this entirely. Her framing is so out of touch with reality. It might as well just have been something she dreamed. I imagine she's someone, like, if she was married, she wakes up mad at her husband because in her dream he said a bad word. My goodness.
You're encouraging people to interfere with federal law enforcement.
I'm saying that we need to
people
get it
are
on
getting
tape
killed
because the DHS is lying, because ICE is
It
lying.
is cringe af.
Yep, cringe. She is also actively encouraging people to interfere with law enforcement. She needs to stop.
Absolutely.
People are getting hurt.
I think that
and
there
they're
is
disappearing.
There is obviously
Amnesty International just did an
there's-
entire thing on ICE.
But hold on.
Amnesty International did? Oh,
Amnesty International. I wonder what that organization is for. Amnesty for illegal immigrants? Amnesty for illegal aliens? Yeah. I'm sure they're unbiased. Totally unbiased, right? With a name like that.
Okay, let's just listen to them.
There's a big
difference between.
Yeah, let's get rid of immigration because of this thing. Yeah, for sure. It's so delusional and stupid. It's insane. And
oh man, I've seen some of the Nick Swordor clips out of this. Looks like a third world country out there.
There's a few more of these here that are worth looking at. I think there was another one that was part of this. Give me a second. I'll see if I can find it.
The Bible is
yeah,
insane.
it's insane. Oh yeah, here it is.
I agree with you, Jonathan. I think there's some details we don't know yet, and we'll learn more about it. What strikes me is, first of all, it's extremely sad and unfortunate that someone died. I mean,
yeah,
the political fighting and
obviously
disagreements aside, it's terrible. You know, you don't want people to die in law enforcement situations or otherwise. But it strikes me that we are undergoing an epidemic.
Are they out of touch? No, it's the plebeians who are wrong.
Don't trust your lying eyes, right? My goodness. Why is it that Scott Jennings... I honestly think Scott Jennings wouldn't be as effective if he was anywhere other than CNN. But he's absolutely right. I think that the fact they let him stay is really good. But, I mean, you put him on any other network that even is remotely friendly to his positions, and he loses half his effectiveness right there because he's preaching to the choir.
He honestly has a lot of patience to deal with those Lunas.
Yeah, no, for real. Oh my goodness.
Of political vigilantism right now.
This is undeniably true. Is that so many people think that they're going to take the law into their own hands and they're going to try to like defy the federal government or something like that. It's such a dangerous precedent to set. And I'm shocked that so many people are enabling it.
Yeah.
Why are people...
They're emboldened by the media? They are.
Showing up in vehicles.
I mean, Scott Jennings is doing his best to dissuade that. But you got the rest of the reporters on CNN. You got your Wolf Blitzers. You got your, I was going to say Don Lemon, but I think he got fired.
And the law won.
Yep. And what's funny to me is the law wasn't doing anything unjust. And here's the thing. If you live in a country, you have borders. Borders are part of sovereignty. If your country has no sovereignty, you have no country. So if you're actively fighting against sovereignty, you are actively fighting against the existence of your country. But what is this like? Let them all come in.
It is indeed a good law.
Yeah, like borders for a country are not oppressive. They're just not. To say they are is, I don't even know where that comes from. Honestly, I can't fathom why anyone would hold that position. These borders are oppressing me because they're saying that these people can't come in even though they're poor and hungry and we have stuff. We should give it to them. But that line of logic doesn't work because it's built on something else. I'm wondering, are these the kinds of people that think whenever you ask them where does food come from, they say the grocery store? Because that's about the only level of intelligence I can consider these people having. They don't understand how supply chains work. They don't understand macroeconomics. They don't understand microeconomics. They don't understand anything.
Yes, that sounds about right for their intelligence.
I'm not even supposed to be that smart. I'm supposed to be average.
They probably do not have object permanence.
These are the kinds of people that when you ask them, how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast this morning? They say, but I had breakfast. They can't even comprehend a hypothetical. They can't engage meaningfully. They fail the breakfast question. It's like at that point, they're not even worth talking to because there's not going to be anything of substance there. Anyway.
Yeah. In convoys, not just in Minneapolis, but all over the country in an effort to obstruct lawful federal law enforcement activities.
Exactly.
This is not an isolated incident. We have had hundreds of car rammings against ICE agents.
Think about that. Hundreds of car rammings against ICE agents. Why is it that those people aren't in jail?
They majored in retard finger tickling and wondered how they became journalists.
Yeah, well, they majored in communications and learned how to be propagandists. Yeah, hundreds. How many of those get reported? How many attacks on ICE officers go unreported? This is absurd. The simple fact of the matter is that we can't allow this behavior to continue. I hate that she died, but it was part of her own decision chain that led to that.
That is wild. These protesters should be locked up.
Yeah, well, the ones that are breaking laws for sure. Open calls to violence in a chant, that is a crime. That's incitement. So every single one of those protesters chanting that should have been arrested back in one of those clips that we saw. So instead of tweeting about it, instead of like doing nothing about it, start going after them. Like arrest them, take them in, make them go to court, because it should not be this consequence free to actively call for the death of, law enforcement. No.
Single one of those people should be in jail for the indefinite future. That's the reason why you keep getting them, is because the people that are doing them don't get in trouble.
There's no consequence.
All over the country. According to DHS, this lady in this car today, along with other vehicles, had been tracking ICE agents around.
Yep.
Why are people believing that they can drive their car into a federal law enforcement situation and that is an appropriate thing to do?
Exactly. And you take a step back and you realize how fucking ridiculous this is.
Like them calling her a victim. Like she wasn't a victim.
Such things are not protected by the First Amendment, by the way.
Yeah, actively obstructing law enforcement operations is not a protected thing by the Constitution. That's not speech. That's action. Getting in the way of law enforcement is not... There are no legal protections for that. So why are we tolerating it? All I want is for us to enforce the laws that we have. Is that too much to ask for? Because at this point, why do we even have them? Come on. I get it. Judges are going to let these people off and all that. And you know what? They're going to reoffend. We'll just have to run this cycle until those judges get impeached for, miscarriage of justice repeatedly. At this point, if a judge lets someone off and they reoffend within a set time limit, I think that judge should be very critically examined and, potentially impeached for their actions, especially if they're a violent criminal. The judiciary system is completely broken. No one operates in good faith anymore, it seems.
Enforce the Communist Act and start stripping people of citizenships for their gobbledygook.
Yeah, I wish we could. The courts have made it really, really difficult. We need to do a real, massive review on case law, just because of how bad the courts have handled things. Honestly, it's to that point where the court system has been a stable corrupter for everything. It's supposed to be there to prevent overreach, but it doesn't enforce the law. It interprets the law in a way that usually hurts the people that the law is supposed to protect. Mercy, what is it? Empathy for the cruel is cruelty to the innocent. So yeah, we need to stop. This needs to stop.
And the reason why people are trying to justify it is because they want it to happen. That's the reason why. It's because they agree with it.
I understand they don't like the fact that these agents are enforcing existing immigration law. But that's not how we change laws in this country. If you don't like a law, you talk to the politicians. You don't drive your...
I do love how Democrats tend to try to hold power even when they're out of power. For example, they lost this last election, and now they're trying to exercise power through coercive means instead of legal means. And so they turn the laws against us and use all this other, all the positions that they currently have to try to hinder anything that could possibly, maintain sovereignty. And I can't remember the math, but if we kicked out every single person who's in here illegally, a lot of Democrat states would lose Congress seats. And apparently that's why they're trying so hard to keep them in the country. I can't confirm that, but I think Charlie Kirk is the one that referenced that. I'd have to look it up. But point is, we really, really need to get this under control.
They call a democratically elected president a threat to democracy.
Yeah. That you know what the biggest threat to democracy is? Democracy itself. My goodness, universal suffrage. Universal suffrage is such a joke. Such a joke because you get people with no buy-in or care for the future that are allowed to vote. They vote to benefit themselves, and that's it. So yeah,
democracy is cringe. Yeah,
it was a noble attempt with qualified suffrage, but at this point, there is no reason for me to be behind democracy as it currently exists.
Two foxes and a hen voting on what to eat.
And since the majority of people are mediocre, what does that gear you towards? Catering to the mediocre. It actively works to undermine meritocracy. So yeah. This whole thing has made me very much disagree with democracy conceptually, and I'm kind of done with it.
The founding fathers didn't endorse universal suffrage.
Yeah, with good reason. And we're seeing it play out in real time.
Car into the middle of a building or a law enforcement situation that's being occupied by the people who are simply there to enforce the law. If I don't like how much the IRS is charging me in taxes, I don't drive my car into the Treasury Department and try to run somebody over. I call my congressman.
There's one guy that actually tried to do that. Whenever he drove his car or his airplane into the IRS building. Let me see if I can find this. So this happened, like, it's actually crazy that this happened. So whenever this was in Austin, my dad was working at the IRS in Austin when this guy flew an airplane into the IRS building.
Wow.
And I remember I called him and I was like, so are you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, well, what's going on? He's like, oh, they're stressed out.
Wow.
I'm like, all right, see ya. That's about it.
Wow.
Yeah, he's killed himself. I think he killed like one other person. I don't even know.
Vigilantism is being encouraged by Democratic officials like the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan, who earlier this year told people to, quote, put your bodies on the line.
That's terrible advice. Also, I think Tim Walz put is it a warning order? Basically, a be ready to move out order for the National Guard of Minnesota to oppose ICE. If Tim Walz is trying to get the Insurrection Act activated, that is a quick way to do it, because you're actively mobilizing your local enforcement to push back against the federal government. Stuff like that is what the Insurrection Act was made for. So if he genuinely tries to incorporate the National Guard into local law enforcement to push out ICE, that's going to trigger some things that he's not ready for. And I'm wondering if he's doing this because his reputation's in the toilet after all the Somali fraud that was discovered. He's trying to do anything to cling to legitimacy, and the only way that he's going to avoid getting in real trouble for all the fraud is to do something that stupid. So if he actually does mobilize the National Guard against ICE, the Insurrection Act really needs to be activated at that point, because that's what it's for. That is an insurrection.
And Tim Walz calling these guys Gestapo all year. What do you think happens when you radicalize a base of people about this?
It does strike me.
That's true. He's completely right. That there has been an ongoing attempt to radicalize people as much as possible, and then to try to capitalize on the radicalization and use the chaos that the radicalization creates as a reason why the people need to leave. And you can see them. This one's fine, right? Because nobody's standing in the road. See, I don't think anybody, I think they're stupid and I disagree with them, but I don't have a problem with this because they're just standing on the side and they're not really causing any problems, really. But, the problem is whenever they're going out, it's a road. Is it a road? I don't even know. It's hard to even see. If it's in a road, it shouldn't be on the road.
Yeah, if you're blocking traffic,
and keep in mind, none of this happens in Florida because Florida doesn't put up with it.
Nope.
Minnesota, this happens in Minnesota because they let it happen. That's the reason why.
Are they shouting "Get real jobs" at ICE agents? Get real jobs. Shouting that at ICE agents. Says the protesters. Oh my word. This is like the worst group of unemployed I've ever seen out and about. My goodness. I don't think anyone in this crowd is employable. Get real jobs? No, you. Oh, for crying out loud. I can't with these people.
Always make MPLS great. It's held by a white woman in a pink hat. God, brother, it really doesn't get any better than that. Isn't it Thursday morning? If you have a real job, shouldn't you be working? Yeah, shouldn't it? Yeah, it's Thursday. That's why I was checking. Yeah, get a real job. What is the fucking irony of this? Oh my God. So yeah, I don't even know what this is. Get a real job. They're all fat. Yeah, of course they are. And then there's even more of them too. Look at this.
Of ICE, of the ICE office. Is ICE entitled to less protection than the average citizen? Are they second-class citizens now? Have we decided that we're going to put them out there as targets?
Let's see where this goes here a second. And some of the audio, just for the folks at home.
My goodness.
We don't want it to be too abrasive.
Yeah, for real.
That's why we're kind of riding this a little bit. The summer of love was
What
hot
a cell phone
for
real.
many reasons, including the temperature.
The
It's
summer
cold in
of love.
Minnesota. Right now,
Winter of
29
love.
degrees,
My goodness.
feels like
Is that what they call it
25.
now?
It's not going to get much warmer than that throughout the day. You want.
I guess that's dedication.
It's the usual suspects.
It really is.
In a different climate.
Yep.
Whether or not there's 2,000 people on the street.
Good grief.
5,000 people.
Weather, we've talked about this on the air before. The weather in these circumstances helps. Believe it or not, it matters, I should say. When it's hot, it's just human nature. When it's hot, people are irritated. They'll come out. It starts raining. All of a sudden, everybody goes home.
Florida has a much higher illegal population. Why is ICE in Minnesota instead? They'd be able to get much more done. It's almost as if the admin wants chaos. It's almost as if Florida is cooperating with the ICE anyway, and so they don't need to send ICE.
Yeah, that's true. Florida is cooperating. So why would they have to send ICE to raid Florida? Florida law enforcement's helping ICE. Ron DeSantis, you know, say what you will about him, but at least he's consistent on that position. I like him as a governor. I don't think he'd make a good president. That's just me.
Down there as much because they have the cooperation of the state government, number one. Number two, Florida is a much higher population state than Minnesota is. So because it's higher population, there are going to be more illegal aliens, even if the percentage is the same. Like,
Very often, the commitment of the protesters is a mile wide.
Jasmine Gold 404.
Maybe somebody being arrested, possibly.
Jesus. Yeah, duh.
Like this, Paul.
Yep, you throw things at ICE, you get detained. You should be.
And also another reason why you don't hear about ICE being in Florida is because they're not going out there doing it. Oh, and then we have also, by the way, I found this to be funny. So there's a lot of people that are upset about me. Is that Dark Woke when someone makes fun of Jarl Funka being murdered by communists or Troy? This guy tried to get me expelled from school and posted my home address because I made fun of Charlie Kirk, by the way. And now you have the exact same person who is calling me subhuman because I said you shouldn't stand in front of a car, or sorry, you shouldn't drive a car through a person. This is the same person. So I just want y'all to see this. And this is a little tip in order to understand where these people are really coming from, is that any of these people that are on social media crying about this, search their Twitter name and then search Kirk after that and see what they say about Charlie Kirk. Because in a lot of these cases, the people that are doing this were making jokes about, making light of, and justifying Charlie Kirk being killed. But now whenever this woman gets shot, now it's totally different. Don't you find that to be odd? It's almost as if there's no principle behind this at all, and they're just advocating.
Jasmine Gold. The left has no principles. They have no grounding morality. They have no transcendent cause. They only care about themselves. And honestly, they can't comprehend what it means to have a duty. They've been fighting their whole lives to be free from duties. You're giving them way too much credit. Just saying they have no principles is not going far enough. Calling them incoherent, I mean, that's just like announcing the weather, man. Come on.
For her because she's on their side. Oh, maybe. Who knows?
When things looked really bleak, it was Minnesota's first that held that line for the nation on that July 3rd, 1863. And I think now we may be in that moment.
Those signers, that signer, what in the world?
To hold the line on democracy, but our history.
I hate signers.
I love this. You're holding the line on democracy by allowing people to extrajudicially stop federal law enforcement from enforcing the law that was voted on by the public. It's just so, like, just insanely dishonest. How do you even get there? Really? You're going to jail him? We've got to put this guy in jail. We do. We've got to put this guy in jail. It has to happen.
Please.
And so, yeah. Oh, here's another one.
Our neighbors are being disappeared. P.S. Without due process, it is just called our neighbors are being disappeared. P.S. Without due process, it is just called kidnapping. Then show up and use your voice. Put your body on the line. Our neighbors are...
Put your body on the line. Use your voice. Man, the Insurrection Act cannot come soon enough.
Oh, they're pushing for it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, if they don't invoke the Insurrection Act for this, I will never respect Trump again. Like, at this point, he just needs to wait for an excuse. Like, for real, the second their National Guard mobilizes, Insurrection Act, arrest these people, please. It's their rhetoric that got this situation in the first place. Their propaganda. Why do we tolerate this? Why? No. People who say J6 was an insurrection, if you're watching this and you're not seeing grounds for the Insurrection Act to be used, I don't know what to tell you. This is corruption at its worst.
It cannot come soon enough. It's so simple. What was a mom doing? What was a mom from Colorado doing at a Minnesota ICE protest? I mean, let's get real. I won't have my intelligence insulted by people playing stupid. Yeah. It's so obvious, isn't it?
Paid protester.
I want Minnesotans to hear this from me. The desire to get out and protest and to speak up to this administration of how wrong this is, that is a patriotic duty.
Has Tim Walz lost some hair? He looks like he's balding more and more every time I see him. Is the stress getting to him, you think? Because it looks like his hairline's retreating. It's faster than his... Anyway, yeah, no. I'm genuinely wondering if he's losing hair over this. My goodness.
At this point in time.
Go ahead and protest. Just don't stand in front of the street.
Please.
Clear that she tried to use her vehicle as a weapon, mow over an ICE agent, and now she is dead. And her death is tragic, but at the end of the day, it was completely avoidable if she would have simply followed the commands of the ICE agent.
True. Yep.
But what really is more disturbing,
follow the fucking law,
to me is Governor Walz's comments about using.
We've got to put this guy up on. We've got to put him up on sedition. Like, this guy has to go to jail. Like, I'm telling you, if we do that, it is going to, like, Trump's approval rating is going to go skyrocket. I promise.
In everywhere except Minnesota, yeah. But then again, wasn't Minnesota the state that 49 state win for Reagan? And Minnesota was the only one that said no. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, if Trump doesn't put him in jail, I think there's more negative that's going to fall out from that, honestly. So I know it's hard, but it's going to be worth it. Just throw the book at him, please. Tim Walz for jail, because that man is pushing for people to risk their lives in unnecessary ways, all for the sake of people who are not in this country legally staying in this country. No, don't listen to Tim Walz. He's going to get you into a situation where you're not going to be able to come back.
You. Like, the moment that you start putting these roaches in jail, oh my God. Because then people, like, as soon as they realize, okay, we can do this, holy shit, then it's going to start way more.
The National Guard to keep the federal government ICE agents out of his state.
Make him the first domino to fall.
Full Jefferson Davis, and that's what I'll call civil war.
Rating?
This is a problem.
It'll never
the
stop
left
if they don't.
always does this. They always clamor for more violence. They always clamor for more rioting. Many they've already
everyone knows.
The violence must stop. We must respect law enforcement. Respect this president that said, "I am going to clamp down on illegal immigration," and Minneapolis has become a cesspool for illegal immigration, and we're not standing for it any longer.
It's a shithole, and he can't let that happen. Absolutely. And so they are.
It's turning into Somalia. It really is. 67 IQ. 67 IQ.
Talking a little bit about actually arresting him, which is what's crazy. I'm happy to see this. Finally, it's happening. And I don't know really whether it's going to go anywhere or anything else, but it does seem like things are going in that direction. And if Tim Walz if he does get arrested, that is going to be fucking insane. I will be so happy when that happens. Tim Walz has officially authorized the National Guard to assist local.
Oh, yeah. I saw this. So, officially authorized National Guard to assist local law enforcement as the situation... Oh, man. Yeah, so there's nothing for them to do. Here's the thing. The second the National Guard starts obstructing ICE, that's insurrection. So, the Insurrection Act is in play. Please, Trump, please invoke the Insurrection Act. The second they make any move against, like, You need to be hovering over that button, waiting for them to step out of line just once, and then hit them with that Insurrection Act, because that's what they deserve.
Law enforcement as the situation in Minneapolis grows increasingly tense, except Minneapolis Police Department aren't doing anything, so there's nothing for them to do. Federalize them? Yeah, he should, Trump should absolutely federalize this. During the 2020 riots, Walz refused to deploy the Minnesota National Guard.
The National Guard, and what does that mean? The mayor knew what he was asking for. He wanted the National Guard, and what does that mean? I think to the mayor, yes, I think it's a perception. I'm certainly not questioning that. I think the mayor said, I request the National Guard. Whew, I'm out. This is great. We're going to have massively trained troops. No, you're going to have 19-year-olds who are cooks. The mayor knew what he was asking for. He wanted the National...
Trump was right. This man's retarded. Oh, my word. His hairline's receding like his IQ. No. You do realize they all go through basic training, right? Even if they're cooks. Range training's part of it if you're an Army National Guard. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Better than nothing.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know why he'd just downgrade the National Guard like that. I mean, aren't they supposed to be trained?
Got the Mexican flag out there, for real.
Guys, as always, how can you tell that it's a protest in America?
Mexican flag.
What have I said over and over and over?
Good Lord.
It's the flags.
Those paintball guns are so cool. I really like them.
It's the National Guardsmen too? Yeah, it's weird that he would say that. Get his ass.
Oh, yeah. I saw this one.
Oh.
Guy threw something at ICE. They identified him immediately, and they sprinted after him. He lost his pants in the exchange.
See, all they need to do is just, sit there. Anybody that walks on the road, just shoot him with the paintball gun, right? I mean,
yeah, the pepper
I'm not
balls.
talking about live ammo. Just shoot him with the paintball gun. You get the fuck off the road.
They arrest him so fast.
Minnesota's a PvP zone? Yeah, I know. Literally
really
any flag
is.
but the American flag. No, they bring the American flag too to burn it.
and the PvP flag, apparently.
Never own medical. You know what I'm here.
Someone shouted, what did he do? He threw something at him.
You can tell just by her voice that she's fat. You can tell, there's something about it. I can hear the cellulite in her voice. Guaranteed fatty. Absolutely a fatty. How's this real life? Yeah, it's so obvious. On a mobility scooter? Yeah.
No.
You can hear the cheeseburgers. Yeah, I guess so.
Back up.
Oh, jeez. Yep.
Oh, for love.
Oh my God! They're bots, man. They're absolute bots. Somebody's saying, what are you saying here? Let me read this. What is this? Part 1. I came here long ago. I think I found someone's moderate in the middle. Well, what do you started developing a hateful person, right-wing extremism? Now I don't know if you changed throughout the years, if it's your true self, getting more comfortable with it. My actual opinions are even more extreme than what I show on my stream. What I actually think is even worse.
Go mask off.
I don't say that. I don't express that. But yeah, that's number one. I've always felt that. But number two, what about what I'm saying is extreme? I don't think it's extreme.
Nope.
What about me is extreme?
I'm going to summarize this pretty basically. He's saying enforce the law. If that's extreme, you're the problem.
And I really mean this. I don't think that I'm extreme at all. I think what's happened is that people have gotten so extreme on these weird left-wing people that they view anybody who's not their version of extreme as...
The center's also relative. He needs to... I don't think he understands that. The center was never really the center. It was always somewhere on the left. The left wing is a gradient. The right wing is the right wing. It's never supposed to change. So, people who say any form of nationalism apparently makes things right wing or uber nationalism or whatever that means. If you're radical sovereign, like a radical sovereigntist or whatever, you believe that a nation should have its sovereignty, that makes you right wing. Apparently, regardless, it doesn't matter. These people like this were never a centrist. They're left wing, and they just don't want to admit it.
Is extreme. I don't think that I am at all. You used to be okay with immigration, but against illegal immigration. Now you're against it all. I'm not against all immigration, but I think immigration has to have a net positive effect to the Americans that are in the country.
Yeah,
I
fair.
don't think that we should be having immigration that comes at the.
We need immigration that benefits the U.S. If you're not going to assimilate into the U.S., you shouldn't be coming into the U.S. If you don't want to be American, don't come to America. If you want just American freebies and stuff, go away. For real. Like, if you come to if you're an immigrant on welfare, you should be going home. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you come here to build a business, fine. If you're here to give us state secrets on North Korea, fine. If you're a war bride and you married an American soldier and you come back home and give him a family, also fine. If you are just coming here to get on welfare, get out. That's how a lot of people see it. And a lot of people won't put it like that. But I mean, let's be real. Most of the people immigrating to the U.S. are not coming here to be American. They're coming here to take free stuff. They want free money. They want to do nothing and get paid. That's really what it is.
Expense of American citizens. So, like, for example, I don't think that we should bring in H-1B visa workers in order to undercut American wages. But, like, for example, if somebody wants to immigrate from, I don't know, anywhere, as long as they're not a moron and they want to come over and be an American, I think it's fine. But it's a matter of degree. Like, should we bring in every immigrant ever? Of course not. But we should decide based off of that.
Yep.
So is that the only one? Yeah. 2 people shot by ICE in Portland. Yeah, I mean, you know that I'm not against immigration. I mean, like,
members.
I'm. How am I against? Let's think about it like this, right? The majority of my friends are immigrants. I'm not against immigration. I just don't want them to come over illegally. It's pretty simple. It's situational. Yeah, duh. Like, obviously, like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's fine. These are refugees? I don't know about that. And let me see if I pull me up. Let me see if there's anything more about it. But then after that, I will look. Apparently, there's the ICE. What do you call it? There's like ICE that have shot 2 more people. I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes. What separates you in political experience actually is constructive criticism and critical thinking. I try to, right? I genuinely do try to understand what people's perspectives are, right? So, yeah, do it legally. We won't have a problem. Exactly.
Yeah.
By that logic, I guess I'm not a racist because my friends are black. Yeah, I think generally that's true, actually.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch of black friends, you're probably not a racist. Duh. What kind of a racist is going to have a bunch of friends of the race they hate? Like, absolutely, yeah, for sure. Like, everybody, like, people make this out like it's like some kind of like dumb joke or like dumb excuse, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Why would somebody actively be friends with a person of a race that they hate? It doesn't make any sense. It's totally illogical.
These are leftists you're talking about, Asmongold. Logic was never a factor. It's all emotion and means to henpeck you into doing what they want you to do. Everything that they do is to make you agree with whatever nonsense Mott and Bailey that they've put up this time. You must accept this position because this position is also, like, reasonable. No. We need to really start pushing back against the left because they're unreasonable by design. Aggressively stupid and refuse to actually look at reality and face what it really is. I'm out of patience for the left. Like, no more.
And I think that really, but here's what's funny is that long list. I can't type in chat. It's a long list, but it's a long list.
Okay, yeah,
that
sure.
Makes sense, of course. It's so long that we
couldn't even give like 1 or 2 examples.
Yeah, I guess that must be it. And that makes a lot of sense.
I was a fan until you did the thing that I didn't like. Says the tourist. Fake fan. Get out of here.
And so they can feel superior to people around them. I don't think that people really do that. You just generalize a lot. I think that it's okay to talk in generalities because generalities are usually how people exist.
Yeah, but there's also like generality as a pattern versus generality as in like blanket statements that apply to X group of people when individuals can actually be called out instead. So it's, I get what he's saying, but there is a distinction there that you probably should make just for the sake of optics more than anything else.
So yeah, when you have opinions about stuff you lack tact, for example, you say you're not celebrating women dying, but then you laugh about her death. I'm just answering your question. I do lack tact. I don't really have any real sympathy for people that are victims of their own bad decision making.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad decision making. I mean, it was a bad choice on a decision tree with like 1,000 other options that would have ended with survival. And the fact she was there in the first place is already just kind of the tell that she was she didn't really use any form of real logic or survival instinct there.
I'm not. I don't have any sympathy for them. Like, somebody is a drug addict and they die from a drug overdose. I don't really give a shit. Somebody is a gambling addict and they kill themselves because they ran out of money. I don't give a shit. Somebody goes and they try to attack a cop and then the cop shoots them. I don't give a shit. That's it. You chose this path in life and it's led you to the end of the road.
It's not like a tornado hit her house. It's very different. Yeah, she had an active motive agency within this situation, and she chose poorly. I mean, it sucks that she died, but at the same time, calling her a victim of ICE is just dishonest. She had opportunities to survive, and she completely threw them away. My goodness.
That's the reality. I don't have any sympathy. I don't. And the reason why is because I think people use that sympathy to take advantage of you. And I think also it's because I think it's what they did the thing, and what happened to them is an effect of the thing that they did. Now, I can empathize with them and I can say, that's sad that happened to you, and I can see why you're upset about it. But at the same time,
you're mixing up empathy and sympathy.
You put yourself in that situation. You're an adult. You have your own autonomy. You can choose your own destiny. And when you choose to just do that, and then something bad happens to you, that's life. I've watched people become victims of their own bad decision-making my entire life. I've watched my mom develop COPD from smoking cigarettes, and she couldn't stop, and she went to the hospital, and she eventually died from complications of that. I've seen myself lose my teeth from my own bad habits of drinking too much soda. I've seen friends of mine have drug addictions, and it ruined their lives as well. I've seen it happen, but sometimes it's not about deserving it or not, but there's a cause and effect of certain actions, and if you don't acknowledge that, and I don't have sympathy for people that engage in that. I really don't. And the reason why is because they know what they're doing.
Do abortion next, please. That same argument is exactly why I don't believe in supporting abortion. Yes, agency is a real thing that people have, and people like to pretend that they don't have it. But what are you going to do?
They know that they're doing something wrong, and they choose to do it. Do you think that protesters believe they're doing the right thing regardless of outcome it has on them? No, I think that if there was a negative outcome, they wouldn't do it. So yeah, no,
if there were foreseeable consequences, really what the issue is more than is that we haven't been enforcing consequences on them for doing stupid things. They've been playing stupid games and not winning enough stupid prizes. So when someone finally wins a stupid prize, now that's a problem? Come on.
I think that that's really the reason why.
They need more of this, where they arrest people for, throwing things at ICE.
I can make excuses. Yeah, I don't make excuses for people, not even for myself. Yeah, I never even make excuses for myself. Like, if I do something wrong, I take accountability for it. I do.
Why'd you shoot them? They were innocent! They were fucking innocent!
Of what? How do you know that?
What is that? Oh, I mean, I guess it does take a walrus to protest in those temperatures, but my goodness. Aesthetics are not the specialty of the left. My goodness.
This is typical. Most raids and parties have their tanks positioned at the beginning, at the front.
Stand back! You seen that, right? You heard him? You heard him? He said he got me next. He's targeting.
It's very common.
He said he got me next. You heard him?
Common formation.
I know you heard him. Hey, you heard him? He said he got me next. He's targeting.
Jesus
ICE looks so done with this.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz here. You witnessed in Minnesota yesterday a tragedy, the death of Renee Good on the streets at the hands of a federal agent. You also witnessed last night a beautiful visual, a peaceful visual, people expressing their constitution.
Is he saying visual? It's vigil. My word. This guy talking with marbles in his mouth?
Constitutional and First Amendment rights in a peaceful manner, and for that I say thank you.
She wasn't using her First Amendment rights. She was obstructing a lawful enforcement operation. What? No. Arrest this guy.
Thank you. I've been very clear. We need a couple things here. We need Minnesota to carry out this investigation to make sure that the
we don't.
The BCA and
need a federal investigation. Minnesota's clearly shown that they can't handle finding things. They lost all that money to fraud. Yeah, clearly we can trust Minnesota to do the right thing. No. pinballs, you are actually retarded. I award you 0 points, and we are dumber for it. I've heard you speak.
Local law enforcement who's in charge of law enforcement. Make sure we do the investigation, and then to pull back this unnecessary surge. And so with that, I would ask...
That's definitely a great idea. Yeah, maybe we should just stop enforcing the law. Great.
That'll work, yeah.
For all of us to continue to do this, please continue to raise our voices, but do so in a manner that brings about that sense of community. In Minnesota, I'm declaring tomorrow at 10 a.m. on January 9th, I'd ask everyone to pause for a moment of silence to remember Renee Good.
I hope ICE uses that moment of silence to go after as many people as possible.
Also to remember all.
How is it that every single person that they end up memorializing is like a criminal? Like George Floyd is like a career criminal that pointed a gun at a pregnant woman. This lady is like some weirdo that came all the way from Colorado and is like driving through ICE. Like, how is it that you keep picking losers?
Yeah, for real.
It's insane.
And right about this.
Yeah.
And
how do you keep picking losers like this?
Ask employers to give their people some space. I ask each and every one to find a way to contribute in your community. It might be shoveling your neighbor's walk. It might be being at a food bank. It might be pausing to talk to someone you haven't talked to before, but to show the goodness, to rise up, to make sure that we're being very, very clear about this, that we expect our constitutional rights to be respected, that law enforcement is local.
Do you have a constitutional right to run over an ICE agent? I'm just asking at this point. Do you? Last I checked, like, actively committing violence against a federal agent is not free expression. That's a crime. Crimes do that to anyone. If you try to hit someone with your car, like, what? This really is just play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I have no patience for this.
That we expect accountability of our elected leaders.
They claimed Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines. Again, you can never expect any consistency from these people at all.
Leaders, and that we are not going to go quietly, and we're not going to give up on those things that matter so much to us. And chief amongst those is human dignity, respect, rule of law, all of the things that
rule of law
make this country
coming
great.
from this moron.
Of course, yeah, it's all about human dignity and respect, very clearly. And yeah, Renee Good, Colorado woman killed impeding law officer attempting to evade arrest. Let's memorialize a woman that almost killed a law enforcement officer. This is why we need to report. Yeah, I think that's what they need to do. They need to just totally shut this down. Like, this guy's got to get arrested. They've got to do that. They've got to get rid of these people in the leadership positions because these people very obviously are just nuts. And this is another reason why they need to open up the insane asylums. I've said this before, and I think it's becoming even more evident today that you need to have these people, like, some of these people are just fucking crazy, man. They're crazy, and it's scary, and they're going to do something and hurt people, and it's going to be bad for everybody. Treason? I know. I think they should do that.
Please.
Weird that he wants his officers to investigate. Well, yeah, just like they investigated the fraud. Of course.
Oh, boy. Yep. So, that's the situation in a nutshell. I don't know what else to really add to that other than Asmongold was way too easy on the left here. To call them just dishonest is generous, shall we say, at the minimum. I would call them actively malicious at this point, based on everything I've seen from this. It's all a power play. They're here to try to gain power from a situation that they believe will give them that influence and power that they want. So, I think there's really nothing salvageable for the left, and if you're still left-wing, I genuinely don't know why. Like, you cannot confront reality at this point. Unless you're, like, in the same camp as Bill Maher or Shoe on Head. Like, at least, let's put it like this, in sense of the cultural side of things, if you're culturally on the left, you support stuff like getting in the way of law enforcement to, sorry, my brain's firing at, like, minimal cylinders right now. I'm tired. If you think getting in the way of law enforcement is a good idea, you're going to find out fast. So, moral of the story, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Bye-bye.